Hi guys, it's Mark here from JD Autos in association with Coolio Auto Repairs. As promised, this is video number one of many, just to help people decide and to give you a bit of advice on what's the best ways to purchase a vehicle, depending on your budget, depending on what you want to do. There's a stigma around crash vehicles because that's been written off, whether they're good to put back on the road. Some people see the vehicles as cat something, and all of a sudden it puts them off purchasing the vehicle. So hopefully our videos will give you a bit of insight, let you know that there is no bad way or good way to buy a vehicle. It's all down to your personal circumstance. Okay, this video number one will be going through the different finance options. Us at JD Autos, we change our vehicles quite often. I myself, I get bored. um, my partner Johnny, he just likes everything fast and gets bored as well, and everything is for sale. As influencers, we get a chance to do some really good deals on some vehicles. I'm into my tech, so I get quite a lot of new vehicles, especially BMWs. Love my BMWs. So you'll see us changing our vehicles quite often. Okay, right. In terms of financing a vehicle, a lot of us don't like to be tied down with any debt. Financing a vehicle, a lot of people I've spoken to, a lot of people have given me feedback when I said I was going to do this video, always have this thing in the back of the head: oh, I don't own the vehicle if I finance it. It's not mine. I've still got to be paying for it over a certain amount of months. Yes, all that's true. But unlike a house, a car is a depreciated asset. As soon as you buy that vehicle, whether it be a car, a van, motorbike, whatever, as soon as you purchase that vehicle, you've driven off the forecourt or wherever you've bought it with it, it has started devaluing. Unlike a house goes up in value. Most cars depreciate over a period of time. So it's like throwing your money away if you do not want to finance a vehicle. But then there's certain circumstances you can't afford to finance it. You've got a bit of money you've saved up and you just want to buy it. So there's three main ways of financing a vehicle. You have your hire purchase, which everybody should be familiar with, but I'll still go through that, where you pay a little bit down, you spread it over 40, the remainder over 48, 60 months, all depends on what you want to do, and then you pay your monthly payments. At the end of the term, whether it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the vehicle's yours. There might be a purchase fee at the end, which is probably just an admin fee for like £50 or something, and then that's yours. Then there's a PCP. PCP has become more and more popular. A lot more people do PCPs. Nearly every single finance company now offers a PCP, regardless of what brand vehicle you're going to buy. You can buy any brand vehicle, and they'll offer you a PCP. A PCP is a really good way, actually. If you want to buy quite a big vehicle, nice expensive vehicle, because you work really hard and you want to treat yourself, if it was a higher purchase, you wouldn't be able to purchase that vehicle. The way the PCP works is you pay down your deposit, same as you're doing a higher purchase. They'll spread it over a certain amount of term, the remainder. But what they do is they ask you your mileage, how many miles you think you'll do a year, and then they will calculate what they think the car will be worth at the end of the term. So let's say, for example, it's a 36-month term. If it's a 36-month term, so they'll calculate, right, okay, sir, you do 10,000 miles a year, right? If we calculated that for 3 years, that's 30,000 miles, okay? So when the vehicle comes back, it will have 30,000 miles on the clock. So that means we think the vehicle's going to be worth X amount. So what they do, they subtract that amount from the total price of the vehicle, they put it to the end, right? So that because they've done that, it's made your monthly payments a bit smaller, okay? So then the same vehicle you'd buy on hire purchase, which would probably cost you, just for argument's sake, £500 a month. If you went down the PCP route, where there is an end payment, then it will cost you about £250 a month. So it will cost you half. It will be a lot less than doing a hire purchase. Yes, at the end of the term, you have that end payment. It will be quite a substantial amount of money, Could be anything from 5 grand. It all depends on how much your vehicle's worth. At the end of the term, you've got three options. You can either refinance that end payment. So if it's a £5,000, you can say, can I refinance that? And they will give you the option. Yes, you can. You can have it over 2, 3 years, whatever. Again, your monthly payments is smaller, but then you still don't own the vehicle. Or you could part exchange the vehicle at the end of the term. And if you part exchange a vehicle, bearing in mind if the vehicle's in good condition, has been serviced with the manufacturer, has good tires on it, hasn't had any curbs on the tires, there's no damage on the vehicle, they'll value a vehicle, and 9 times out of 10, that balloon payment will be covered by your vehicle as a part exchange. So what it's designed to do, if you paid £1,500 deposit to start off, you'd have to put £1,500 or a little bit more in again to get into another vehicle. Okay, the third and final method is you can hand the vehicle back to the finance company. If you decide, I don't want that vehicle, I don't want to part exchange it, actually, you know what, I don't need another one, your circumstances have changed, you are within your rights to tell the finance company, thank you very much, I've enjoyed the vehicle, I no longer need it, and I don't intend to be paying the balloon payment. Here are the keys, here's all the paperwork, have the vehicle back. Again, you need to be very careful in doing that. When you do that, you open yourself into a lot of problems. Bearing in mind, you have to make sure the vehicle has been serviced according to your contract. You have to make sure the vehicle's in good condition. They don't expect it to come back in showroom condition, but they accept normal wear and tear. It just has to be in good order. And then you will not have any charges. Also on a PCP, if you've gone over the mileage that you told them, then there is a charge per mile as well. So always be truthful and telling them how many miles you think you will do a year if you're intending to take a PCP, which is a personal contract purchase. PCP is just short for it. Before you make any decisions as well, whoever you're buying the vehicle from, if it's on a PCP, hire purchase, any finance agreement, they should give you a pre-contract agreement, which gives you a chance to go through it, see what exactly the clauses are, read all the small print, make sure you read the small print. If you have someone in the motor trade, give them a ring, ask them questions, because loads of people will try and make you put the mileage low, because if your mileage is lower, then your monthly payments will be lower. But then at the end of the PCP, you're going to find yourself in problems because you've gone over the miles. So the money you think you've saved in the front end, you'll have to pay in the back end. There's another 2 ways you can purchase a vehicle, which is lease. Leasing is cheap. You never own the vehicle. You don't have a chance to own the vehicle. It's literally like going to Tesco's, buying a reusable bag, use it, at the end of the time, give the bag back to Tesco's. That's the easiest way I can think of it. Or let's say, even better, going to Enterprise or one of your rental cars, renting a car from them, at the end of the term, give it back to them. A contract hire and a lease is pretty much the same. Differences. Contract hire, once you've signed on the dotted line for 2 years, 3 years, whatever, that is it. It's very difficult to cancel a contract hire. Bearing in mind, it's going to be a lot cheaper than a hire purchase or PCP because the vehicle will never be yours. You are just renting it. You are renting the vehicle for a pre amount of time for a certain amount of mileage, which you would have agreed before you took the vehicle. And at the end of the term, you give the vehicle back to the finance company. A lease, very similar to a contract hire, but you still have 3 options at the end. You can part exchange it, but the money you part exchange it for goes back to the finance company. And if it's more than what they were expecting, you get the remainder back to you. You can hand that one back as well, or you can pay off the balloon payment if it has one and keep the vehicle for up to a maximum of 8 years, paying one monthly rental per year rather than a monthly payment. Again, you will get pre-contract agreement, which will explain the whole contract to you when doing finance. Financing is good. As I said, a car is a depreciating asset. You do not want to buy something that depreciates, pay for it monthly. It's like throwing money out the door. But also buying a car cash is also really good But it all depends on what you're going to buy, when you're going to buy it. One other word of advice: if you're going to buy a vehicle on finance, there is something called gap insurance. Please, any vehicle you ever buy on finance, make sure you take out gap insurance. It's not a scam. It sounds too good to be true, but it is worth every single penny. What gap insurance does: if you bought a car for £30,000, up to a maximum of 3 years, if that vehicle gets written down, the gap insurance will clear your finance. They will clear off whatever remaining finance is left on the vehicle, and you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is put a deposit down and get another vehicle. If you don't have gap insurance, you will still have to continue paying the finance company for the vehicle that has been written off. Gap insurance will only pay you if the vehicle has been written off. They will never pay you if it has an accident. They wouldn't pay you if it has a scratch. They will only pay you if the vehicle is written off. There are other products the dealers will offer you out there, like tire and alloy. Another one, really good. If you scuff your tires and your alloys all the time, it costs you £50 a wheel. If you have tire and alloy insurance, that'll cover you. They'll come to your workplace, wherever you are. There will be a bit of an excess, which 9 times out of 10 works out cheaper than actually going and get it done yourself. That's a good thing. There's cosmetic repair. That one I'm not too sure about, but I'll let you make your own mind up about that. Again, they'll come to you, they'll repair any scratches or scrapes. You have a certain amount of claims you can make a year, both for tire and cosmetic, and they take it from there. They'll offer you paint protection. It depends on which one you go for. They've got loads of them out there. Do your research. Some are good, some aren't. We're not making this video to slag off anybody or to say what one's good, what one's not. We're just advising you, because there's this stigma around financing vehicles. It's really, really bad, etc., etc. I finance all my vehicles. I don't think it's worth buying a vehicle, taking all your money, putting in it, then for 6 months down the line, especially as I get bored really, really quick. 6 months down the line, I've just bought this brand new BMW. I paid $35,000 for it. It's now worth $25,000. I've only had it for 6 months. Why would I put myself through that? Why would you put yourself through that? Yeah. So look into it. Financing a vehicle is not really that bad. It's actually really good to finance a vehicle. There's loads, as I said, there's 3-4 different ways to finance. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's a bit informative. There'll be another video which we'll be releasing hopefully later on next week, which will explain to people about buying a crashed vehicle, putting it back on the road, or purchasing a crashed vehicle from somebody else. So if you're thinking of buying vehicles, like will be coming up in the video after this, financing will be your best way. If you have the cash, why not flaunt it? But it wouldn't be a wise investment. It will be like throwing your money away. Okay, well, this is Mark from JD Autos and Coolio Auto Repairs. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the link below. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you.